but there's a situation developing in all places in southeast Georgia.
This was a superhero day in which the school in southeast Georgia, a public school, by the way, was encouraging all the students to dress up as their superhero or heroine, whoever they might be, and to dress up in the costume. And this young fifth grader, 10 years old, he came to school and he made his own little costume. He took a Trump flag and put on a cape, put on a red shirt, put on a red hat, and he came in. His mother dropped him off at 7:30, and he was doing his preschool work. And he was told by the administration of the school that he had to take off the Trump cape, that he had to take off the Trump hat and turn his little school shirt that he was wearing with a T on it inside out so that the T would not show because they didn't want to offend anybody, Jay.
Yeah, and this was a superhero day thing. You could pick your superhero.
No.
Now, listen.
Let me tell you something, too. We just got off the phone with the mother, and this is having effects on the kid because he's 10. And she said, he did this on his own. This wasn't something like his parents did. He's unique. And I said, so was I. I was walking around with like Ross Perot masks on during election years and pictures to prove it, and George H.W. Bush mask when I was a little kid. So I understand where her kid's coming from. He's just interested in it. Something's caught his attention. And that's nothing wrong with that, being interested in presidential politics, whatever age. But that it's affected him even today. So, for instance, this was like the school's kind of like a spirit week, and they had the funky socks day. And not only would he not let his sister wear funky socks, he wouldn't either. So it's affecting him because, again, it's a 10-year-old, and as his mom said, when you get called into like the vice principal's office and told you did something wrong, it has a effect on you whether or not the vice principal's in the right or the wrong. The superintendent down there is trying to walk this fine line and trying to kind of say it was just a misunderstanding. We're not accepting that, and we're working with the family.
We're going to get a full apology. We're going to get the policy changed. This is absurd. And did we ever verify if the teacher or if the principal or the vice principal said something to the effect that the United States is not a superpower?
I had heard that they had said something up to him. The United States is not a superpower, therefore he's not a super president. So we're talking about indoctrination now. As you know, Jay, and you've argued before the Supreme Court of the United States, the First Amendment does not stop at the schoolhouse door.
Neither students nor teachers surrender their rights to freedom of speech at the schoolhouse gate. Tinker versus Des Moines, 1969. Santa Fe versus Doe, 1997 or 1999. Also in FEC, in the McCain-Feingold case, we argued on behalf of students. And again, the court reiterated as recently as 2003, students have free speech rights. That includes the students' rights. I just want everybody to know that the ACL, we're not just dealing with Supreme Court cases, which of course we are, or elections or impeachments or Mueller reports or free speech litigation around the world. We also do it right there in South Georgia.